Hey there, storytellers. It's Elizabeth here from the Everyday Storyteller, and thank you so much for joining me for my first video for Week in the Life 2022 here on YouTube. So I am currently working on one of the beginning pages in my album. I'm calling it kind of my about or intro page, and you can see it right there on the screen. I've already printed out 3 boxes of journaling onto a 10 by 8 paper, and now I am just cutting my photos to fit in that top white space. So this page is going to serve as kind of an intro of sorts to my family right now. So for my journaling, I added our names, our ages, and I also asked my family some currently questions. So currently loving, loathing, watching, eating, things like that. And I recorded their answers down there on the bottom. So it just gives a little snapshot of what we're into and what we're doing right now before diving into Week in the Life. Since my layout is looking pretty black and white, I knew that I wanted to add a pop of color, and so I decided to dive into my stash and look for some letters to add our initials to each one of our photos. And as you can see, I have quite a few different colors of chipboard letters from Ali Edwards kits over the years, but unfortunately I didn't have one of each of our initials all together in one color except for this blue color, and I really didn't love the style and the color of these chipboard letters. So I decided to take a little bit of a break and just attach my photos to my 10 by 8 page with some pop-up squares and to kind of wait on my letters. And that was really good because as I was kind of looking through what I had on my desk and figuring out if I really wanted to add these alphabet stickers on there, I remembered that I had these vellum hearts from the Week in the Life kit. And so I decided to go ahead and use one of those on each one of our photos as the pop of color. And then I went searching in my alpha stickers and found this set of white alphas that I then used to add our initials to. I really loved how my husband and I have darker colors, and then my daughter has like this really bright pink. I kind of messed around with adding some different colors, maybe a blue heart or just like all different colors for each one of us, but I really love how that ended up looking like with my husband in dark green and then both my daughter and I in the pinks. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that. So I'm going to attach the vellum hearts with my tiny attacher, which I will have linked down below. And for this one, since it was my first one and I'd already put adhesive down on my photo, I had to kind of figure out how to attach it without wrecking the foam adhesive. So you just saw me add 2 staples onto that, but that's okay. I wanted to make sure that one of the staples on each one of those vellum hearts was visible, so it just adds kind of a set of 3 things on those photos, 3 embellishments on those photos. I love using the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher as another embellishment. I think they're so adorable, and I use them in pretty much every single project. So if you're looking for one tool that you will use again and again, definitely pick up the Tiny Attacher. So that's pretty much what I'm doing for all 3 of my photos. I'm adding the vellum heart with my tiny attacher, and then using my tweezers to add those tiny letter stickers onto each one of those hearts. I am adding more foam adhesive just because I felt like the way that I had it was not as secure as I wanted it to be, and that is that about page done. All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to work on the beginning few pages of my album. So unfortunately, as you can see, those pages are already kind of completed. I'm just going to be embellishing them in a couple of seconds. But what I did is I created these 3 elements in Photoshop. The vellum transparency is a black and white version of the pattern on the inside front cover of those hearts that I turned black in Photoshop and then printed on my printable transparency that I will I'll have linked down below. And then I also created the This Week circle with some word art from Allie's Week in the Life template set. And then you're also going to see on the back, I created a reason why circle as well to match. To embellish this, I wanted to add a little bit of color and the vellum hearts from my about page. So I decided to add one of those onto that top part of the This Week circle. I'm going to add one of those green ones, and you're actually going to see that I use a faux staple to add a little bit more interest to this. And then I'm just going to adhere it down with some double-sided adhesive tape. You can see the tape a little bit. If you look really closely at the vellum heart, you can kind of see that there's tape underneath there, but that doesn't really bother me, and I don't think that it's a super big deal if you can see the tape or not. On this other side, I used one of the circles from the Write Digital Story Kit by Allie Edwards to create this reason why page, and I am just going through my embellishments and finding one that works in that white space between the I write for this reason and the actual text of my reason why page. And I am pulling that chipboard piece from some of my previous chipboard pieces for Week in the Life that I had in my stash. These are really old. I think some of them might be from 2017 or 2018. I don't think they're still available in Allie's shop as physical embellishments, but some of these will definitely work in my current Week in the Life album. As you can see, some of the colors are not an exact match, but I definitely think I will be able to make these work. So I actually come upon this chipboard that says A Week in the Life, and I was thinking about ways that I could use that in my album, and I really loved the look of it on top of the big acrylic 2022 that I'm going to show you right here on the inside front cover, but I don't end up actually sticking that down. I think maybe I will wait. Definitely let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below. I'd love to know if you often attach embellishments to the inside front cover or not. That's something I've never done before, so any opinions would be appreciated. And now I am just going through what I have in my album currently. I'm super excited to work on Monday, and thank you so much for following along with me on this Week in the Life adventure. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.